Scott Cooper, a U.S. Marine veteran. He is also National Security Outreach Director for Human Rights First. Scott, welcome. Thank you for your service to our country, first and foremost.
Well, thank you, Brooke, and thanks for all you've done to get out the veteran voice.
Thank you so much. Having this conversation, it's also timely given what happened in Orlando last week. We know that the murderer's parents, they were, they came from Afghanistan. How would you, there are obviously security concerns as to whether or not some of these refugees should be allowed in this country or not. How would you respond to those fears?
Well, I think the first thing that you need to do is to make a sharp distinction between a native-born American citizen who committed a lone wolf attack and those refugees that are fleeing persecution and violence and conflict. As you said, there's 65.3 million refugees. It's also important, I think, to remember that refugees are the most highly and intensely vetted of any category of people that are trying to come to the United States. It takes 18 to 24 months for them to come here. They're vetted by all of our intelligence and law enforcement agencies, and they go through a series of 5 to 6 interviews before they finally would be welcomed to the United States.
Why, Scott, is this personal for you? I mean, you have, served overseas. Why do you care so much from a veteran perspective?
I would say among all of us veterans, it's quite personal for us. Many of us spent several tours in Iraq and Afghanistan and served alongside interpreters and translators whose lives are now threatened because they cooperated with the United States and worked alongside us. We've also been witness to the scourge and violence of war. We've seen what it's like. And we also put the uniform on because we care a lot about what this nation stands for. And I would submit to you that as veterans, we care about the fact that the symbol of the United States is not barbed wire and walls, but the Statue of Liberty. It's why we put the uniform on.
Tell me more about this group you're part of, and how can other veterans who are watching, how can they join?
Absolutely. So I work at Human Rights First, and we've started an initiative called Veterans for American Ideals, which is a nonpartisan group of veterans that believes that we are most secure and safe when we do advocate for policies that are in our interest and in our own ideals. So to all those veterans out there, we have conversations going on throughout the country today. There's one in D.C., there's one in New York, there's one in Boston, there's one in San Francisco, where we're advocating to welcome refugees here to the United States and also to keep our word and keep faith with those allies, interpreters, translators who served alongside us in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Thank you for getting the word out with this nonpartisan group. Scott Cooper, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brooke.